Alright guys, video 4. Today's video is what is an adult life equivalent of calling your teacher mom, posted by Chef. First one, I've accidentally said love you when hanging up on a work call. I feel like that's surprisingly not that uncommon. I mean, I've said that on customer service calls, and luckily they act as if I didn't say that, which makes it a lot less embarrassing. So, be even weirder if they replied love you too. But Chef himself responded with, I once did this with a girl I had been on 2 dates with. Needless to say, there was no third date. Yeah, that'll kill your chances to a third date. No girl wants to hear that, especially as quick as the second date. I was given a lift home by a colleague from work once, and when he stopped to let me out of the car, I leaned in for a kiss as it was what I do to my wife. Thankfully, he was looking the other way at the time. Would be even funnier if he saw you lean in and then gave you a kiss anyway. It's like, oh, thanks. In response, I did this once with a cop. I was driving to a law school exam when my car broke down on the freeway. A cop came and pushed my car off the closest off-ramp. I explained that I was on my way to an exam and asked if it was possible to leave my car there for a few hours. He was super nice and said he'd put a note on the car not to tow it and would give me a ride to my exam. When he dropped me off, I leaned in for the kiss and then realized what I was doing. Fled the car without thanking him. I still feel bad about that. I should have said thank you. But at least he didn't make it weird. Once I was in the airport and I went to get a sandwich. I stood at the counter to tell the worker to give me a turkey sandwich, which he prepared. He handed it to me, and his coworker noticed he didn't microwave it. So he extended his hand to me over those glass container thingies, which have food displayed in them, so he can take it to microwave it. I didn't understand why he was extending his hand, so I smiled and shook it. He laughed and pointed at my food and told me he has to heat it. I felt dumb as hell. Man, there's worse things. That's not that bad. Handed a 20 to the officer instead of my license last night. If you want to see the video, there's the URL. The story. I was the DD, so we leave a friend's house and sit in the car. Then before I can even turn on the car, the officer pulls up, shining the light. So I walk where he can see me from a distance and ask if I can approach. Ask him what's going on. He says I can't discuss that as of yet and asks for my ID. Nervously, I hand him a 20. And he looks at me like I was an idiot, which I don't blame him. Says, I don't need this right now. Give me your ID. We talk for a bit, looking for an armed perp. He then walks around my car and looks inside. Then after IDing everyone, he says sorry about the trouble and have a good night. Shit, if I was a cop, I would take that 20 and make him think the reason I didn't give him a ticket was because he gave me a 20. Even though in the beginning, you're not gonna give him a ticket, but make him feel like he did something. Keep the 20. Why not? Make your day more interesting, and you get $20. At Dollar Tree the other day, my boyfriend walked up to the cashier, and she said almost immediately, "How was your meal?" And then, "Oh, wrong job." Nah, that's not bad though. When I was 8 or 9, I was trying to call my dad at work, and the receptionist said he was busy, so I said to tell him to call me back and ended the call by saying I love you, and then apologizing. When my dad called me back, he was like, never apologize for saying I love you to anyone, ever. I've said I love you while on autopilot since then, but have never said sorry for it, sorry. It really stuck with me. I've had 1 or 2 people say I love you without thinking about it, and have never hesitated to say I love you too. Never gotten love you too back from it though. Anyway, love you. Bye. I don't know. I think I might start doing that. Just to see if people will say I love you back. I think it'd be pretty interesting to see how many people do. But I doubt many people will, seeing as that she's continued to say I love you and never got it, but I think one day someone will do it. So yeah, I'm going to start saying that every time I talk to someone. Or I'm going to end my phone calls like that. I have a friend who used to work as a nursery school teacher and then went to a job in an office. The transition was not easy. Apparently, she started her first presentation by saying, "All right, everyone, quiet down, fingers on lips." The reason she tells the story is that about half the people in the room, including her immediate boss, did it instinctively. Well, take notes, everyone. Next time you're in a presentation and you want to make someone do something, say that. You can get away with anything if you say it with confidence. On the way back from a client meeting with one of the partners, he wasn't paying attention when the light turned green, and I said, "Hey babe, you gotta go." And then I died. That's not that bad. Big, "Oh, thanks, honey." Calling your girlfriend by your ex's name. Oh, dude, that's a death trap. And even more ironically, his name is FBI 911. You should be calling FBI or 911 because your girlfriend's going to kill you after you say that. My old boss and my husband's name were one letter apart. I worked in a daycare, so the owner and all the staff often texted one another to update each other on kids, any issues parents had, and general questions. My husband was working third and I was working first. We didn't get to see each other much, and most of our conversations were done via text. On my first week, I was in a rush after getting into work and texted my husband the same thing I always text him when I go home or got into work. "Hey babe, I'm here. I hope your night was as awesome as you are. I love you so much. Your dinner is in the crock pot." When I went on break, I checked my phone. Nothing back from my husband, but my boss had texted me. It read, "Love you too, moi." I was so confused until I looked back at the messages and realized I had sent her the text meant for my husband. Changed her contact name to Boss after that one. Thank God she had a good sense of humor about it. Yeah, that makes it a little less awkward. I feel like some bots probably just wouldn't respond. Or I've had some asshole bosses. They probably call you into the office and be like, "You can't do that anymore." That was really inappropriate. But yeah, like you said, good thing she had a good sense of humor about it. My boyfriend did this to me and my dad one time during college. For some reason, he used to have his contact number in his phone labeled as "My name's Dad." He sent him the big long message about how tired he was, how hard this test had been, etc. He didn't realize he sent it to the wrong number until he got back an encouraging message along the lines of, "Sorry to hear things are so tough. You're doing great. Hope to see you soon." Later, my dad said to my mom, "Good thing it wasn't something romantic." Speaking of that, I remember one time in high school, way back when, there was this one kid who, he tried to sleep with every girl he could. And so the one girl he was talking to at the time, he was texting, and the only reason I know this, I wasn't friends with him, but because of how ridiculous the story is, it spread around school like crazy. But anyway, he was texting this girl. She, I guess, had gotten in trouble for going out later than she was supposed to, and so her mom took her phone. The kid did not know that, so he sent a dick pic expecting something back, and in return, he got a text from that girl's mom saying, "Hey, this is whoever's name's mom. I'm talking to your parents." Later, she talked to his parents, and yeah, that must have been pretty awkward. They had to sit down and everything. That was pretty funny. We didn't stop giving him shit for the next, probably month or two about that. Didn't end up stopping him though. He kept doing it. It was pretty entertaining though. One of my soldiers called me dad in boot camp. It was pretty hard not to laugh. I don't know. I've never been a part of the military. I don't know what it's like and why they don't laugh, but I've known a bunch of soldiers, and they are the most serious people, some of the most serious people I've ever met. I don't know why they try not to laugh. I think by laughing, makes things a little easier. I don't know. I feel like the military is very intimidating, and Could be good to lighten it up a little bit by laughing and not being so serious. But then again, I don't know. Maybe there's a reason they're so serious, because the military itself is really serious. Walking up to the wrong car and freaking out when you can't unlock it. Oh God, I did this once, but even worse. I went into a pet store and I parked outside. I had a gray car at the time. Walk in, do whatever. I don't even know what I bought, but come out, not even looking or thinking. I just saw a gray car, went up to it, and opened the driver door, get in it, about to stick my key in the ignition, only to realize the center console. I was like, the center console is not mine, and there was beads on the rear view, and I was like, oh shit, this isn't my car. Got out real quick, closed the door, looked around to see if anyone saw me, got in my car, which was only one car away, directly next to it, got in my car and left, and I was like, oh my God, hopefully no one ever saw me. Yeah, that should do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please comment, like, subscribe, and stick around for the next video.